Hi, I'm Dr. Noah Kaplan. I'm an upper cervical chiropractor in Walnut Creek, and I just want to show you some easy neck mobility exercises that you can do on your own, whether it's at work or at home, to just help your neck remain mobile and not stiffen up when you're at the computer. So the first thing you can do is really easy. Keeping your head and neck in a neutral position, you can do some shoulder rolls backwards. And so it just looks like this. And come up nice and easy, bring your shoulders back and drop them down. Only backwards. Should feel really good. Should help release some of that tension in the upper back and neck. So that's number one. Number two is you want to stretch out these side muscles in your neck on both sides, but do it in a very controlled way. So it's called the sitting lateral flexion. And what you're going to do is make sure your head's looking forward. You're going to bring the opposite side up to hold the upper part of your head. You're going to use your opposite hand to anchor under the chair. And then very slowly, you're going to drop one shoulder and bring the head the opposite direction. So I can feel that now all in here. But I'm making sure I'm looking forward and allowing that good stretch. So you want to hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds and making sure you're doing both sides. The last one is more of a mobility exercise. And what you want to do is you just want to push your range of motion to see if you can get a little more than you're currently getting, but not beyond and not into pain. So start with rotations. What you're going to do is you're going to look forward in a good position, and you're going to just very simply turn your head all the way to the left, and then all the way back to center. You just want to go to the point where you're feeling that tightness, that end range, and just hang out there for a second or two. See if there's any more. As long as you're not feeling pain, that's where you want to be, and then you want to come back to center. And keep it slow and controlled. Don't go too fast. And then make sure you're doing the opposite side. And turning back to center. So I would recommend doing this about 5 times to each side. Just making sure you're keeping that range of motion solid. The other thing you should do is move your head in an extended position. One of the things that happens when we're sitting on a computer all day is our heads are flexed forward and we're looking down and our heads are in front of us. So we want to counteract that by bringing our heads back. So what we want to do as we're seated is just bring our head all the way back, an extension, and then all the way back to center. Again, you only want to move in a way that is going to not cause pain, and just in a very slow and controlled way so that you're not creating any discomfort. It should feel good. It should feel a little bit like a stretch, but again, it should be very controlled and comfortable for you. So try to do that about 5 to 10 times in extension, and then that should be really healthy to counteract the seated posture that we're in all day. The very last thing, generally we don't need to stretch our head forward, but some of us who develop some tension headaches, it can be a good stretch in order to relieve some of those headaches that are coming from the neck. So it's a flexion mobility stretch. From a seated position, you're just going to bring your head slightly forward, and then if you need to reinforce with your hands, you're just going to grab your head and bring it back, bring it down that extra few degrees. What that should do is it should stretch out these muscles back here that tend to get really compact and angry from being seated all day in front of a computer or driving A lot of people who bike for fun or for exercise tend to get real tight muscles back here, so that would be a really good stretch for them. So thanks again for listening, and I hope you enjoy the exercises.